So this set is old. It's from about, well, my son is early 30s right now, and this was back when he was like early 20s, I would say, because the dream at the time I thought was about him. Now I'm feeling like I was seeing through my, what I thought perceived as my eyes and my son. I was seeing through someone else's eyes, looking at their son in that situation. So I'm going to tell you this, how it comes across, and see if it resonates with anyone for a situation that happened years ago. I'm sure this has already happened. It's that long ago. So here it is. The first piece, I dreamt about being in an upstairs apartment. An older house split into apartment where apparently the person, the female, lived upstairs. And there's a big living room area and two big windows, like the old fashioned with the 6 squares in each, like 6 little panes in each big pane, where you just move the old latch and lift it up. But it's like cold outside, not winter, but it is fall, because when her son says that he's going somewhere, he's late teens or something like that, because he would have been around my son's age, early 20s maybe. He tells her he's going out, which this is why it related so much to my son, because that's how he was. He was always going out and was very popular and all that. Well, she tells him to be careful because she had a bad dream about him. And she pulls the curtain back. It has like one panel curtain, solid panel curtain, I think. Old fashioned looking a little bit, solid color drape, like curtains, not drapes, curtains. She pulls it to the side and looks out down on the front yard. There's a tree to the right of her view. There are a couple of cars in this, I'm going to say driveway. It's not a paved driveway. It's like a dirt kind of driveway, like they're in the country or outskirts of a town. She goes from talking to him into this living room, and then I see her pull the curtain back and looks like down out the window and watches him get into a white car. This is why I kept thinking it was my son at the time, because sometime around that time, when he was about 25, he was dating a girl that he moved in together, and she had a white Lumina. This is about the body style. It was like a little bit bigger car, not real big, but a little big, with the 4 doors. It kind of reminded me of her Lumina at the time. Well, she watches him get in the car and leave. Then all suddenly, I'm in like a stadium. It's like a school stadium, and it's dark, like maybe there's going to be like a prom. It's like a party or a prom, not a prom. People are dressed, but they're not dressed up. I just see like I'm near a hallway where there's a light coming from it, and it's opening up into the gymnasium type of thing, and it's darker in the gymnasium. Not pitch black, but darker. It's like shaded down, like the lights are low. And there's students all in the hallway. And somehow I'm there. This woman is there, and she's like, wow, it's crazy. I was having this dream about my son. And she's telling them this. And which was strange. She's telling them, I'm in a dream, telling other people about the dream that I was still in. It was just very strange. Very strange. And then it flips from that little episode to it repeats like 3 times. I'm in a dream telling other people about the dream. And then about, again, like 3 times, I have these clips of about the same incident. For some reason this person is telling people I dreamt about it, and I worry about it and I had a dream within a dream. She's telling in one dream that she had a dream within a dream, and here I am dreaming within a dream. Is basically what I'm getting at. Well, I then see it goes into, I see myself sitting in a car in a parking lot. Many cars around. It's a hospital parking lot. I don't see the front of the building so much yet, but I'm sitting there with a small child with dark hair on my lap. On the passenger side of a small black or very dark car. And we're upset, and my son is in the building, and I'm about to go inside. I moved the little girl from my lap so that I can get out. Somehow I'm seeing, as I'm walking between like the wider part of where there's cars on, a row of cars on one side, a row of cars on the other, and I'm walking up from the parking lot to what looks like an emergency room door with that like overhanging ledge that they have for when the ambulances pull up underneath the awning kind of thing to go into the double doors. This is what I'm walking up towards. It's sunny out. I look to my right and I see, which wouldn't happen in real life, I'm like, there's the vehicles, and I see there had been a car accident, and there's a tow truck. I can't make out the writing on the side of it, but there's a tow truck, not a flatbed either. It's dragging this white car. It's dragging the white car. And I look, it's mangled. A car accident obviously occurred with my son in the car, and he's not well off at all. I see suddenly, like, this is like a place where this person used to work. Previously was a nursing official or a nurse maybe, and she's coming to the hospital to see her son, and at the emergency room, and she's met outside by ex-co-workers. I see like they're gonna get on it's weird because it's like people are getting out of work and they're gonna go on a bus. It looks like almost like charter buses or something. It's kind of weird, or like a city bus pulled up outside that's going to underneath, like partially underneath this awning where it's picking these people up, and I see people loading on with nursing scrubs on. 2 females approach me, or her, depending on how we're looking at this, because I'm seeing through this person's eyes. And they have dark hair. They seem to be Hispanic. They have strong accents, and they are ex-co-workers. They're in scrubs also, and they approach me, and one of them takes my hand and said, "He's waiting for you," meaning my son. She puts a piece of paper in my hand, and I feel like there was something written on it, and it's been so many years now, I can't remember. I hope if it comes to me, I'll let you guys know. But so at that instance, and this girl with the hair, she's got very long. They both have long hair. One has them tied back. This girl's hair is out. It's got a dry, curly texture, and it's very thick and fluffy. And it's blowing. There's a breeze outside, and it's blowing in the breeze. Skinny girls, pretty girls, and I think they're twin sisters. But anyway, so I go from there, and then I see myself going through the doors of the hospital. And I see myself, which this would not happen either. I go into a room, well, this would happen, I guess. They allow me in, and it's in like a critical care situation. I enter a room that has, it's obviously like an ER type of room. There's no bed in there. There's like the skeleton hanging on the anatomy skeleton hanging on the hook, and there's cabinets with the glass where you can see the bottles inside. I don't even know if they make them like that in the hospitals anymore. They're all closed in. But then there's this whole wall with a sink and cabinetry, and with the sink and the old-fashioned rolling. Like now we have, you know, paper towels because, you know, germs and all that. But those old-fashioned where you have to put hands on either side of a cloth that rolled down, a paper towel dispenser, but it wasn't paper towel, it was an actual towel dispenser where it rolled down and around and you pulled down to the next dry piece and dried your hands on it. And the next person would grab either side and pull it down and dry their hands when they wash their hands. So I made to wash my hands and gown up to go into the next room to see my son. That's how bad a situation it is. So I do that. That's why I'm thinking it was long before, and it couldn't have been my son. Why would I dream about this towel dispenser like that? I see it clearly too. It's a white, thick towel, and it's goes in the loop like the old ones used to, and it's got like a red or blue stitch, one stitch going down both sides, about a 1/4 inch from the ends. It's just it's the very old ones. I remember them, you know, I don't know when they stopped making them, so that can't tell me that. I'd have to look it up. So anyway, I turn, and there's other people in that room with me that are washing up, and I go into the room where my son is supposed to be, and there are 2 beds in there. The first bed I walk, they're like crossways of my path. The first one I walk around, there's kids sleeping on it, like teenagers, fully dressed teenagers, and it's like they're holding a vigil for the son because he's injured. That would never happen. This is the part I say wouldn't happen, but it is as if I incorporated feelings and made myself view it, even though it's like other people are elsewhere mourning what was happening to him or what happened to him, and it's very strange. So I walk up in between the beds, and my son is laying on the bed, and I see the face of my son. I think it's my son, but he's tall, because my son is tall. He's tall and skinny. I see, but he's in a hospital bed, laying on his left side, facing me, head to the right end of where I'm at the bed where I'm at. The head is at the right side of me, and the feet obviously to the left. He's laying on his left side, knees buckled, facing me. He's got on a pair of gym shorts. This is the strange thing. He's got on a pair of like the old, not the tight gym shorts, but the kind of baggy where it's almost to their knees, those ones. And he's got his sneakers on. This is the strange thing. But his legs look like sticks. His body is deteriorated down to like he's been there a long time. Not like an accident just happened. It's like he's been there a long time. And I see he's got both his sneakers on. He's got rather large feet with like nice like high top sneakers on, laying in this bed with his socks, socks and the high top sneakers and these shorts. I can't tell you the color. I really can't. The shorts were a darker color. The shoes were white with color on them. But the thing is that I look up to his head. He's got a brain injury. There's an opening in his skull. He's alive. There's an opening in his skull. And there's like, he's got oxygen stuff and tubing around him, but there's none on his face. I don't see the tubing on his face. But I can hear like machines going and stuff, like breathing machines. It makes no sense. He's not hooked up to anything. I just see cords like the tubing hanging everywhere around him on this hospital bed with the rails up, silver rails up. And I rub his arm and he looks up at me and has what I'm gonna say is an oblivious smile. It was heart-wrenching, like he wasn't him anymore. He had a brain injury in it. He wasn't him anymore. And he had the look on his face like he smiles. He smiles like he's mentally handicapped now. And I wake up at this point and I sobbed for at least an hour. and I kept feeling it. I had a feeling in my chest. I tried to tell my own son that it might be about him and to watch out. It was that intense that it was like I was there. I could smell the cleanliness in the hospital. I could see things so clearly and feel them as if it were mine. But now, since these things have been happening to me lately, and I'm more, I meditate and stuff, and I'm more in tune with the energies. I'm willing to bet that I was seeing this happening to someone else, and I was seeing it through this mother's eyes. Now, I'd like to know if this resonates with anyone. If you know anybody who, back in the day, back when they would have had like those towel dispensers, for real, and like this woman's hairdo, this one girl's hairdo, kind of reminded me like it was back in the day when you'd have a lot of hairspray in it and it was poofed up. It wasn't in a hairstyle, it was loosened down, but it was poofed up and thick and bushy, and back then that was the thing. So if anybody had anything like this, or knows of anything happening like this to someone, now mind you, this is a white family. There was kids, white and black, on the ones that I seen on the bed. They were different races and stuff, and they were just like holding vigil and didn't want to leave his side. This is how it looked to me. Obviously they wouldn't have been in the hospital room, but I think that this was a feeling that this is kids, that because he was popular, the kids all around, it was devastating to them, and there was vigils held for this person, and that is now handicapped and has to be bedridden, bodily taken care of. Now, if this resonates with anyone, if you know of a situation that happened like this back in the day, or if this actually is you dealing with a family thing like this, please leave a comment. And as always, like and share, because I believe that I'm meant to tell these stories of my lucid dreaming and my visions. I believe that it's either to help someone or to comfort them or warn them. You know what I mean? So if it resonates, like I say, please leave a comment, like and share it. And they say tap the bell, so for when I post again, because I will try to post regularly every time I have an episode where I'm dreaming like this. And I have plenty of past experience ones. I have a lot of ones where things came true, and either bits, pieces, or an entire scene that I saw happened later on. It could have been 10 years later, and I feel it all over again. So, but there are plenty where I don't know what they were about, because it wasn't me. I was seeing through someone's eyes, but they weren't me. So hopefully this resonates with someone and I can get some answers. So thanks for listening, and see you next time. Bye.